This is the story of a small town girl who's making a big impact on the fashion industry. Follow along as she turns the middle of nowhere into the center of everything. It's so much more than a store. This is the Dakota Chappy story.
Heart of a warrior, weight on my shoulder, born brand new with the soul that was older. Knew somehow there was more than she told you. Close to the flame, but I'm getting colder. Heart of a warrior, weight on my shoulder, born brand new with the soul that was older. Knew somehow there was more than she told you. Close to the flame, but I'm getting colder. Town's been tough, think I got it figured out. Town's been tough, think I got it figured out. Town's been tough, think I got it figured out.
I'm not sure when people stopped looking at me like they were afraid for my future, or at what point people started saying they knew me from the beginning, or when it seemed to others that I had become a success. But for me, I'm still doing what I've always done, working. Even as a little girl, I had the mindset that I could do things my own way. I was always able to see my endpoint even when my past seemed unnerving or even inconceivable to everyone else. I always knew I would do something with fashion, but even I could see that my kind of engine wouldn't run on paved roads. I had to blaze my own trail. But this story isn't about fashion. It's about a mission to change lives and serve women, not one type of woman or one demographic. This mission is serving women of all shapes and sizes, and it's noticeable all over the state, country, and even internationally. From the outside looking in, you could think this happened overnight, or that it was all handed to me. But I started out on the weekends hauling merchandise in the back of my mother's minivan, going to small towns where I could afford to operate, waking up on Monday morning and hitting my 9 to 5, spending my whole paycheck to cash flow my business, all working and living away from my husband and family. I never presented a bank with a plan asking for a loan, or brought in investors, or borrowed money from friends or family. I scraped, saved, and was approved for a credit card with a $5,000 limit. For years, I drove a car with no heat and 3 hubcaps, all in sacrifice to grow the mission. And today, I'm still working as hard as I was in the beginning. The difference is now I have help when I used to do everything by myself. And I'm blessed enough to have my business as my real job. And I'm a mom, my life's most important work. I'm not sure what will draw you into my story. For some, it will be the passion for the mission. For some, it will be the blueprint for success. For others, it will be the phenomenon that is a thriving fashion business in the most unexpected place. I've always had a knack for seeing talent in other people and seeking out in others qualities that I'm missing. Michael is what I call a day oneer. He was one of my very first employees and ran things at the Dakota Square Mall kiosk. He was there when my daughter was born, allowing me to do my most important work. And when things started to kick up at the Broadway location, I just had to have him back. So he left his corporate job in Ohio and returned to the Magic City to take up arms on the behalf of the mission. He rolls his eyes at me, he asks me the hard questions, and generally returns me to earth as necessary. But his kind of honesty and candor can only come from someone who really knows your heart and loves you just as you are. Also, his job description has no end. There's nothing he wouldn't do for me and I for him. He is one of the most talented people I know. He is good at nearly everything he tries, and since every single day at work, we are required to perform tasks with professional results, often things we've never done before, this comes in really handy. Talent around me makes me feel like anything is possible. But one thing I know is that talent is just one of the ingredients required to be successful.
Look at this face.
So are we all ready for Vegas? It's my crocodile hand.
What would you like to know? We have our hotel reservations, we have our plane reservations, we have the social media conference reserved, we are registered for every show. I've been on it.
You know, it's really an overwhelming conference. You know, it's North America's largest fashion trade show. I never feel like we do it to the fullest. I never feel like I've seen everything. I never feel like I'm making, you know, the most informed decisions on what we bring in because there's so much stuff and
yeah,
it's really hard to do with 2 people.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking. I wanted to bring along a couple fit models.
Well, that's a good idea.
But then I was thinking that I really couldn't do that without hurt feelings and without, you know, I think it would be more detrimental to morale than it would be a good thing for morale if we didn't include everybody.
Well, I think first we need to see who can even make the day work.
Okay, well, we're gonna have that meeting tonight, so maybe we can just kind of throw it out there and see who's excited.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm already ready for a field of questions about why would you invest that much money to bring all these people to Vegas, and is it effective work or is it just a party? And you know, it's going to be a little bit of a mix of both. Everybody has to refuel. Everybody has to find that, you know, whatever it is that fills up their bucket so that they can go again. And I think Vegas is going to be a great opportunity.
Hey, you guys, don't forget that we have that meeting tonight at 6:15 in the event center. Do not be late.
Can we bring drinks?
Iced tea only.
That's what I meant.
You cannot be drunk, okay? Appreciate you.
So I have an announcement to make, and I am crossing my fingers that this is all going to work out for everybody with your school schedules and your family life. But because I know that you give so much of yourselves to our clients when they come in, ensuring that they get the best service and that we change lives and serve women, and because I value your input and your vision so much as individuals and your commitment to fulfilling those customer needs, I would like to take each and every one of you to North America's largest fashion trade show in the fabulous city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you serious? In 2 weeks.
I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. I am so excited to go. This will be my first time to Las Vegas. Very excited to go. I am so excited to go.
I've been to market one other time, and this one is supposed to be a lot bigger, so really looking forward to seeing even more.
Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. Just wanted to give you guys an update that your Dakota Chappy team has arrived here and all made it safely to the hotel. And tomorrow we're going to start early and hit that pavement to be your fashion warriors. All of your consultants will be out in full force, bringing back the very, very, very best that life has to offer, bringing that luxury to the plains. And everything that we do for you. We do it with your spirit in mind, your voice in mind, your aesthetic in mind, your budget in mind, and we cannot wait to go to war with the consumable fashion industry. We're gonna get it. You guys, trust your instincts. People are gonna try to tell you what you want. We know what we want. Dakota Chappy. 1, 2, 3. Dakota Chappy! Amazing stuff. Susie, the store goddess and perfect fit model, went through the selections and has chosen some stuff for you that she cannot wait to bring in. One of our buying criteria that we ask our girls, the team that we brought along, is show us what you absolutely love and cannot wait to get in the store. Show me what you're going to tear out of those boxes before it's even priced. Show me what you want to know, like the ship date, because you absolutely cannot wait to wear it. And that's what we found in this piece with Susie. Also, we know from our customer feedback and reviews that you guys had asked us to bring in some easy wearing dresses for this summer with great prints. Dog has died. All of the booths are being torn down, but because we are so committed to bringing you the very best that life has to offer, we have shopped until the absolute last moment, until we've nearly dropped, to bring those items to you Just remember that when you shop our store, you're not shopping just something that's up in the Midwest like an unknown. You're literally shopping an incredible selection that is a representation of thousands of miles traveled and countless hours spent on very specific guidelines to bring you the clothing that really serves your life. Always from a thoughtful, critical standpoint that puts utility first. Your clothes should serve you, you shouldn't serve your clothing. So it's taken a few trips to sourcing for me to get to that point where I feel like I can ask those questions and get those answers, and so the last few hours were really valuable. But what's been really interesting is that even though I now have all the words that I need, or most of the words I need to communicate what I'm looking for, or what I want, it's still not out there. And that's a good thing and a bad thing, because it makes me feel like if it's not out there, then the need for it still is very real and very relevant. But also that if it's not out there, then it's not going to be easy, and it's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take patience and lots of stick-to-itness, and there's just going to be a tremendous amount of defeat that I have to go through to get a win at the end. And so it's like a reality moment. Makes me kind of sad, it's discouraging, but I know that I have to do it, because if I need it and I feel like my customers need it, then that's valid. So we're gonna keep after it and keep going. But I definitely feel like I've grown leaps and bounds, from where we started in terms of understanding the manufacturing. And so much of what is instinctual for me is really, really intelligent and very thoughtful and very relevant. So it's a classic example of where you can be very, very, very smart, but not necessarily, and very talented, but not necessarily technically educated, to still have a vision and still have a relevant opinion on what needs to happen. So we're on the grind, and we're here, we're out here. That's how I'm feeling now. So here we are wrapping up our final team day in Las Vegas, and I just want to thank everybody for being dragged around the city and giving so much of yourselves to this effort. I know how hard it is to be in a space you haven't been before, and just like trying to find your way, how challenging it can be. And but you guys did an incredible job working so hard to bring back the best that we can for our clients. And I think you can really see why I brought you. Now that you know how big it is, now you know what the challenge is, I think you can understand why it took all of you, and I hope that you all think that it was a wise decision. You have to understand that other businesses look at us like, what are you doing? I had a conversation with my mom tonight. I said we had a team of 7 today, and she goes, 7? You have 7 people there? I was like, Mom, we have 12 people here. So, kind of one of those things. But tonight is about you guys rewarding yourselves and kind of filling up your own cup again. So, Susie, why you gotta look at me like that? Now you're gonna make me cry. Susie with the eyes coming into my soul. Okay. But anyway, tonight is really about like filling up your cup so that you can give it back to the clients, because I know how much it takes. I know how much it takes. When a woman comes into the store and you're helping her in her room, it's like you are carrying her, everything that she's going through. So you take everything that you have to deal with, plus everything that she has to deal with, and what it takes to earn someone's trust and draw them out of all of that into a place, like Susie said, where they finally get that permission to love themselves again. And it really is important to like take that kind of time and that kind of moments for yourself, and I want you guys to do that tonight. Like, I want you to really have a good time and kind of just take it all in, like how far we've come. I don't think anybody else is going to be doing tonight what we're doing, but as buyers, I mean, this is like just once again just doing things differently than everybody else does. But the whole point of tonight is enjoy yourself, enjoy each other. I know there's a lot of challenges that happen at work all the time. You know, different situations that we're put into that like stress us out, you know, tax us out. But at the end of the day, I think that we truly love each other and care for each other in a way that allows us to always start over every day. And so on that note, who wants to know what we're doing?
Woo! Yeah!
Okay.
This guy.
Okay, well, surprise number one of two surprises. Two surprises is that there's some sort of very large vehicle waiting for us downstairs to drive us around the city.
Oh!
That's surprise number one. So
We have to get into that before you can get surprise number two. Oh, come on!
You got hot spots, I wanna hit 'em. You got skills, I wanna see 'em. You got buttons, I'm gonna push 'em. You got blows, I'm gonna crush 'em. You got visions, I wanna see 'em. You got needs, I'm gonna meet 'em. You got thrills, I'm gonna seek 'em. You got hunger,